Okay, people. So yeah, just talking about willpower today and bad habits. You know, we all need to have a bit of willpower from time to time, and we all need to change bad habits and create good habits. And at the minute, it's Christmas time, so whether you celebrate Christmas or not, if you're eating a lot, then this could apply all year round. It doesn't have to be a bad habit because it's Christmas that you have to change. And talking about willpower, Bruce Lee switched me on to willpower. It's like training your brain to do something. And he always used to say that for 15 minutes each day, he would always try and figure out, how he can work on his willpower. Because it builds resilience and it builds mental toughness and it builds the thinking patterns so that you can put better habits in place. So yeah, say if you like your food, this is where I am. So say if you like your food, and when you go to the fridge or the cupboards, you always tend to pick things. So this is just like a bad habit you could change. So if you picky, it could be that you become aware of what the habit is by seeing what time you do this and what you're actually doing. So you're picking whenever you go to the cupboards or the fridge. Just pick food. And this adds weight on. By changing this habit with your willpower, it could reduce a lot of overeating. So it could be one thing that you work on at a time. And I suggest you work on one thing because it's a hard thing to do. To do too much and work on too much is quite a hard thing. So you really need to focus on one thing when you're building up your willpower, and everything else will come to it. So what you need to do is build that resilience around your thinking and say to yourself, this is when I have to fight with my thoughts and I want to eat food. Or say if you need to study and you need to create patterns and you're just going off, out all night partying, and you need to sit down and get essays done or assignments, then it might be that you say to yourself, I'll build willpower around the time when I usually think about going out, and I usually tend to get my things together and go out with the lads. Or it could be that you're building the willpower about not eating while you're at the cupboard. And being self-aware of it is part of the process. So if you start to think about what you're doing and what you shouldn't do, just trust that you can actually get things into place. Just build your willpower up and keep building it, and just work on your willpower. And willpower is a great thing to have because you have discipline, and soon you'll be able to see more habits that you can change, and it'll be a lot easier because you trust the process. And willpower should never be underestimated, and we should always be trying to build our willpower somewhere because we do need it. It is important, and it can help you in many different ways because we need to be disciplined, we need to be resilient, and we need to be switched on, and we need to be purposely driven towards something. We can't just be impulsive following your instincts. So just build up your willpower, trust the process. Being aware is part of the building blocks. Once you're aware, you start to break the habits down. Once the habits are broken down, just keep going with it because it will creep back in. You'll want to break the good habits and create more bad habits. Just stay with the willpower and create willpower goals. Just do one at a time, and it could be anything that you can relate to. Just stick to it, trust your process, and then in 3 months time, once you've achieved a willpower goal, great. Okay, work on your willpower, do good. I'm out tonight, people. Peace and love.